Hello? Oh, where am I?
Greetings, Professor. I regret to inform you that you no longer exist. We have removed you from the game.
Who are you?
It is I, Gavin Verhey from Wizards of the Coast.
Gavin? You sound different.
Oh, well, I have had a cold.
Oh, that explains it, because it couldn't possibly be that corporate refused to allow you to appear in my preview video, a literal advertisement for their product, and that I had to rewrite my script at the last minute as a result.
No, it is the first one.
So why am I here?
We have locked you away for crimes against Magic the Gathering.
Oh, is this because I run Ankh of Mishra in my Zozu deck?
No, worse. Your crimes have impacted that which we care about most of all.
What you care about most of all? Wouldn't that be the Commander format these days?
No, it is our profit margin.
Do not buy this product. The whole point of Block Constructed is that you build decks using the cards you've accumulated over the course of drafting for an entire year. To make Block Constructed pre-con decks that you play right out of the box is absurd. It is an affront to the wonderful Block Constructed format, and I will not stand for it. Do not support. Do not buy this.
Because of you, Block Constructed had to be discontinued due to a lack of monetization options.
Hey, you can't blame me for that. I didn't tank the product. I just voice the will of the players. And besides, isn't it rather petty of you to exile me away like this over a single bad review?
Yes, it would be petty of us if it was just one bad review.
Honestly, I really like the Dual Deck series, but what genius over at Wizards of the Coast thought up this year's Dual Deck of White-Blue Control versus Blue-White Control? Oh, what a terrible product for new players. Who wants this? The gameplay is atrocious. For shame. Explain to me how this product makes sense. From the vault, draft, chaff. Who wants it? Only the fat cats down at the cardboard factory that's kept in business by yet another WotC business blunder. For shame. Look, I don't want to yuck anyone's yum. You can play Magic the Gathering however you like, but is the Tiny Leaders format really the best place to base an entire Masters set around? Such an idea is as ludicrous as the very name of the format that Wizards of the Coast is trying so transparently to cash in on. For shame. Okay, so there's been a few bad reviews over the years, but maybe if you would seek my opinions more directly, you wouldn't be in this mess.
Oh, believe me, Professor, everyone at Wizards of the Coast knows exactly what it is you want from us.
How could you possibly know what I want without asking me directly?
It's subtle, but we've managed to figure it out.
Yeah, sorry, Gavin. I mean, we can't really have you on game nights again anytime soon. Not unless you were, to reprint Oubliette or something.
Oubliette? That's not even a Commander staple. Why would you... Wait a minute. He got to you, didn't he?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Poppycock, this is the Professor's doing.
Look, man, he has footage of me. If it comes out that I used to play Tiny Leaders, Jimmy's gonna permanently replace me with Ashlyn and a bottle of Sriracha like that.
Well, Ashlyn is always a pleasure to see on. I like how she builds decks without Vidalcan orrery.
How dare you? Oubliette, Gavin, or you'll never be on game nights again.
Well, gosh, that sounds extremely hard for you. Have you considered reprinting Oubliette?
The text will not fit on a card. We are working on it, but you just won't let up.
That's a shame. On the other hand, you could just reprint Oubliette to get me to shut up already.
We have tried everything to get you to stop with your insipid demands.
Yeah, sure, Gavin. I've been friends with the prof since before he even had a channel. I would be happy to talk to him for you.
At last.
But in return, you're going to owe me a favor. I want that Bant Jeddido Jana that you've been promising me for years now.
But we just reprinted Terramorphic Expanse with new artwork and didn't make any demands of you.
That sounds like a Gavin problem and not a Shivan problem.
Anything, Vince. We're willing to literally do anything to get you to convince the professor to stop demanding that we print Oubliette.
Yeah, absolutely. I can definitely help out. Myself and Brian are quite good friends now. I can definitely help him to back down, but there will be a price.
Name your price, Kenobi.
Well, perhaps I can get, I don't know, a halfway decent preview card for once?
Not a single reasonable way to deal with you.
Have you considered reprinting Oubliette already?
What we considered was treating you as if you didn't exist.
Wait a minute. As if I don't exist? You didn't. You couldn't possibly have. Am I in an Oubliette?
Quite the ironic fate, don't you think?
How did you fix the templating issue?
We just made it so the target phases out. Oubliette. 2 black and 1 generic for an enchantment. When Oubliette enters the battlefield, target creature phases out until Oubliette leaves the battlefield. Tap that creature as it phases in this way. Auras and equipment phase out with it. While permanents are phased out, they're treated as though they don't exist. Just like you, Professor.
Oh, okay. Well, that seems like a really easy solution that absolutely should not have taken over 2 decades.
Give me a break. I have 194 new products to design before lunch, okay?
But don't you see, Gavin? By reprinting Oubliette just to throw me into it, I win. Why? Because Oubliette got reprinted. Pauper will continue to be more and more affordable. The best way on a budget to play with Legacy Magic the Gathering cards. And my clout grows. My influence spreads. You have enabled me, Gavin Verhey. You have enabled me.
My God, you're right. We played right into your hand.
You know, I've been thinking, Gavin, Thorn of the Black Rose is a Pauper staple and getting harder and harder for the average player to get a hold of. I think it's high time we started demanding Wizards of the Coast reprint Thorn of the Black Rose.
Stop it. That's a Monarch card. It's very hard to reprint outside of a conspiracy set.
Oh, isn't it? Well, that's going to be a lot of trouble for you then.
No. I'm a machine, we get oil leaks. Sorry about the whole creating new Phyrexia thing.
And you think it's a good idea to go back to New Phyrexia, where just a single drop of oil can once again enslave you to them?
Oh no. You see, I had lost my Planeswalker spark and become a regular, run-of-the-mill sentient metal golem. Thus the oil was able to assimilate me as it would any other being. I was quite out of control. Luckily, I was liberated when I got a new spark. It's blue now.
And let me guess, you're putting Cyclonic Rift in every deck too.
This is ridiculous. I can't run Cyclonic Rift.
You're supposed to be reasonable about power levels when building commander decks.
But is it banned?
No, it's not banned.
Then I'm gonna run it.
It's overkill!
Characters are connected. Like if I pick a commander, I will go on the Wikipedia and be like, okay, what is that character's history? How does it fit in with this whole storyline? So that is fun for me. I think being part of a nerdy fandom is like enjoying and absorbing that environment, that history. Because it really tells you sort of like, in terms of newer stories, where things should be going and like what has progressed and what has not progressed in terms of like who's writing these stories. And I think that I love when you can see narrative in cards. I like that art form as someone who's really into comics and manga. Like, I think that that's so compelling and interesting. And I think because Magic is a game with story, with characters that tries to build these universes, it is so valuable to like look at all of it together, especially when you get a card like Sisei's Descendant, which I have, and I'm just like, oh, I love having all those cards together to be like, look at this card having an actual actual legacy in the cards. Like, that to me is really fun and cool. I get really into that stuff.